So, welcome to the moving meditation or mindful movement session. We'll have about 20 minutes together to focus on our energy, and energy in terms of our inner ability to restore ourselves and nurture ourselves in this class. So, we're going to do some preparation, and then we're going to do 3 flows. So the flowing movement will probably go on longer than some of my students are used to. So what you do is you experience how that feels, and you pause and come back, or you just watch, or you imagine that you're doing the movements and you're still. Yeah. So we're going to start off with just a way of really connecting with our inner energy. So often do this, quite an appropriate thing for the winter. We're just rubbing our hands together. Yeah, so hand on hand, simple as that, which for some of us is about getting warm. It's a reminder of winter. But it's also a sound, hand on hand. It's a really sensitive area. Our hands and our fingers, you can really feel hand on hand. And, we can do this fairly gently. It doesn't have to be particularly vigorous, but if you feel like the need for more energy, then you do it a little bit faster. If you feel like you really wanted to slow things up, then it's a little slower. And you can move between rhythms, faster and slower if you're unsure, testing out how that's going. And you're noticing, so we're being mindful of what's happening in the whole body. So you'll feel the hands, but then you'll realize the arms are moving, the elbows, the joints, in the shoulders, and that you might see I'm allowing myself, my knees to rock, my hips to rock. So I actually get the whole body gently, fairly gently, moving side to side. So if that feels kind of comfortable, to allow the body to kind of follow the vibration almost through the body, from the hands to the shoulders, through the body, through into the pelvis, into the hips, through the knees, and into the floor. And then we're going to just slow that up, slow that up, slow that up. And just rest the hands down for a moment. But really now connecting to the energy. So that kind of tingliness in the hands may be the most noticeable of that, but you might feel it beyond the fingers and the hands. You might feel a kind of vibration through the whole body. And you'll have the connection of the warm hands on the legs. So just taking in that warmth as a sensation, and something that you've created, that you've become aware of. And just allowing that to kind of be your foreground, that energy in the body. Okay. So we're going to take the hands and we're going to do some tapping. So we're going to start with the crown of the head. So it's just gentle fingers on the crown of the head. So we're connected to the skull, which is bony, that really heavy part of the body, the skull. And we're creating a vibration, again at a pace and a speed that feels comfortable for us. We're making a connection with the top of our body. And we're making maybe a connection between the outside and the inside, the sky and the space above us, and the body itself. So the energy that might be coming in and the energy that might be released out of the body. So these are all words and imaginings. So you go with what makes sense, what feels okay to you. But basically you'll be feeling a sense of touch on the head, that vibration that goes through the skull, that then goes through the rest of the bone structure, but it's much more subtle. Okay, and then again, just slowing up and bringing the hands back to a comfortable, safe place for the shoulders to rest. And reconnect with the vibration in or the tingling or the sensations that you now have at the top of the body. And as I say, up to you, but you could use the imagination to get the sense of energy coming into the body or energy that you don't need going out to the world. Excess energy or an energy that doesn't suit or whatever. And just imagining that. And you still might be really aware of the hands and the energy in the hands. Okay. So we're moving on to the third area. So it might be not quite so easy. So there's a bony bit at the front of the pelvis. So just tapping the sides of the body, the bony bit if you can. So it's side of the belly, below the navel for most of us. Might be close to the navel point for some of us. So that bone on, that hands on bone. So you really get a sense of vibration now in the center of the body. Through the belly, through the sides, through the lower back, the sacrum, and that might kind of vibrate through at least some, or feel like it's vibrating through some of the spine. So we're waking up the spine kind of indirectly. And again, we're feeling hand tapping on bone through the skin, through the clothing. I'm just getting a vibration going, our own energy, our own connection with energy, and our capacity to restore energy, maybe heal. Yeah, so being open to your experience. And from here, again, we're going to slow down and rest the hands so the shoulders and the arms can rest. And we're going to reconnect with that vibration around the pelvis, around the center of the body. So feeling that really strong energy, earthy energy at the center of the body. If you still have the sensation of the energy that's on the top of the head, and that connection point with the outside world, so energy in, energy out, then connecting with that too, and maybe the hands. And then where else in the body is that sense of vibration, vitality, energy felt? And how does the energy feel? Is it really moving? Is it heavy? Is it light? How does it feel to have an interior sense of energy? Might be subtle, might be strong. Okay. So we're working on the spine a little bit more through some gentle twisting. So taking hand to shoulder, opposite hand goes to opposite shoulder. And then it's a little bit like a hug. We just let the shoulders go from side to side. And we feel the whole of the spine having a little bit of a gentle rock. If you can, if it makes sense to the body, just press down a little bit on the feet so you get the sitting bones feeling more secure and more stable in the seat. And as we did at the beginning, allow the rest of the body to come into the movement. So that means I'm kind of moving my bum on the seat, so that might be easier for, depending on the seat, and letting one knee come forward and then the other knee come forward to kind of allow the whole body to have a little bit of rocking and twisting. And I'm concentrating very much on the spine, so we might be very conscious of the back of the spine here, because the shoulders will probably be coming slightly forward because we've got the hands on the shoulders. So again, you choose the movement and the rhythm and the energy that's created through the spine. If it feels too much, but you're moving the knees and the legs, then just let that be still and just move the shoulders and see how things are going in the legs. Be more stable. Okay, and then again, gently release the arms, hands on the lap. Can you feel the energy in the hands? Can you feel the energy through the pelvic area in the lower belly and lower back? Can you feel that going up the spine maybe a little way now from the twisting? Can you feel the energy through the skull? So we're waking up and we're connecting with that sense of energy, lightness, power of the internal body to reshape, restore, renew. So I'm going to do a little bit more tapping if this is an area of the body you feel comfortable to be able to reach, because we're going to go down the sides of the legs. So we can start in the bony bit again near the pelvis, come down to the bony bit at the side of the hips, come forward towards, on the outside of the legs, towards the knee joint, get a bit of vibration through the knee joint. And if you're comfortable to fold forward, then going all the way down to the ankles. If you're happy with the feet kind of hip distance apart, then you'll have a little bit of space maybe to come up the inside of the leg, the inside of the knee, the inside of the thigh, finding if it's not too soft an area, the inside of the hips, yeah, kind of the groin, top of the legs area. So we're going to do that one more time. So side of the bony pelvis, going down, side of the hips, and then working the way down the outside of the thighs to the knees, getting the vibration, hearing the sounds, and going down the outside of the calves to the ankles, inside of the ankles, and working our way back up. Really feeling that vibration through the body and through up back to the softer place and more on the inside of the hip. Wonderful. And relax the hands. So maybe now you can feel the energy in the legs, through the bones of the pelvis, the hips, the knees, the ankles. Feel the energy in the feet, perhaps, and still have that connection between the pelvis, the hands, the spine, and the crown of the head. So we're energizing you. Maybe you could imagine light or a color in those areas that you can feel that kind of energy. So you're kind of growing it, linking it, finding it, discovering it, being interested in it, curious about it. And just let the breath go a little bit deeper if it wants to. So you can just do a little bit of a positive sigh out through the mouth to just release any tension in the body. Okay, so we're just going to hold the hands in front of the belly. So I've just got my palms facing me with a subtle bend in the fingers and the thumb and the wrist. It's kind of like I'm holding something, or it might be like I'm just going to do a hug, or I have done a hug, or hugging a tree, or whatever that might be. So imagining, if you can, kind of an energy between the hands and the body. So this whole space between the hands and the arms is an energy area, energy field. And just feeling that, if that makes any sense, if you're not just holding the hands gently, let the shoulders relax, maybe just feeling the energy in the hands. And taking that energy to the belly for a moment. So I've got thumbs touching and hand on hand and hand against the belly. So warmer hands on top of each other, hopefully, and warm hands somewhere around the navel. And you can now breathe that energy in and out. So there'll be a subtle movement of the belly. Okay, so relaxing the hands. So we've gone through a process of waking up the body, energizing the body, just getting connected to that. So it's time for more flow movements now. So if you lift the hands away from your lap, palms are facing down, and then we're just taking the hands over to one side, across to the other side. So the arms are soft, the wrists are soft, the shoulders are soft, the elbows are soft. And we're just flowing as if we're flowing our hands like water or in water. So there's a lightness of energy. There's a little bit of sense of maybe resistance as we take the arms across. So how far we take them is up towards to our side. So you might go a little bit further from one side to the other side. You might move your fingers, almost like you're playing the piano. And you don't go beyond your limit. So find the flow, keeping the shoulders soft. So next time you come forward across the body, we're taking the arms up in a circle and over. So we find the flow as we follow the lake or the river or the water, and then we rise up. We follow the hands, raise the hands. Again, so if there's discomfort, then don't take the arms so high, take a break, just watch. As you find the flow through either watching, doing, or imagining. Yeah, so it's a huge amount of power from imagining we're doing something. So you could close the eyes and imagine you've got hands in the lake and you're following the sun or following the moon with the hands. You could breathe in as we sweep the arms up, out as the hands come across the water for one more time. So next time the hands come across the water, we're going to reverse it. So we're going to take the action across the water and up into the sky and back around. And finding your rhythm. So we're looking generally at slow, because we can take it in more. We know what's going on in the body. We can connect through a slower pace. And so almost as a stage where the body is the movement rather than doing the movement. And that's why we repeat, so the body kind of learns to do it, not quite automatically, but it kind of knows where it's going. And there's more of a different kind of work going on. So one more circuit. And then let's rest the shoulders. Give weight to the elbows and the hands. And let's take one hand to the belly and one hand to the chest for a moment. Let the energy in the body be felt by the hands. Let the hands give energy to the body. The heart space, the belly space. Breathing that in, taking that in. Take any nourishment that you need right now from your energy body, from the outside energy to the inside. Taking what you need, giving what you don't need. Okay, so we're going to move forward in a moment with our second movement of 3. So releasing the hands, and initially we're going to have the hands with the palms facing up and softness in the wrists, softness in the fingers and the thumbs, softness in the shoulders. We're going to bring the hands up, and then we're going to bring one arm forward with the palm coming forward, and the other arm will just go to the side. Again, with the palm facing away, so there's a bit more of a kind of like a pushing movement. We're going to bring the hands back, bring them up, push away, bring them down, back up just below the face and push away. Relax the hands, back to center, lifting energy and moving it outwards, coming down, lifting the energy, pushing away, relaxing the hands, bringing them up and pushing away, relaxing the hands, bringing them up, one hand forward, the hand to the side. So continuing the flow. Okay, so after the next movement, bring back into center. If you need a rest, you take a rest. Otherwise, you bring the hands up and it's the opposite arm goes out to the side, to the other, in the other direction. Yeah, so arms up, opposite side for the arm. So there's a little bit of a lift when we push hands away, kind of rise from the seat slightly. And let's make this one our final one on this second side. Rest in the hands, rest in the shoulders. And this time I'm going to bring the hands out like we're hugging the tree. See if it feels comfortable to take it higher. So a little bit below the shoulder and feel that energy space between the hands and the body. And just acknowledging that if you can feel it. If you can't feel it, imagining it. So there might be still energy in the body, in the shoulders through the movement, in the hands through the movement. Yeah, just allowing that to take shape. And gently, gently allowing the hands to soften and rest. So our third and final movement, we have palm facing up in the lower hand, palm facing down. So it's almost like we've got a ball here, a ball of energy. And we're going to move the hands so they swap positions. So we turn and return. Yes, so think maybe top arm up and over, and the hand just does the opposite. So we keep creating space and expansion, and then we bring in contraction. Expand and contract. And so just sometimes you have to choose which hand's going to lead. So I'm going to lead with my upper arm. So it's kind of like we're giving energy space and then we're intensifying energy. And if none of this makes sense, just follow the flow of the movement. Or creating our own ball of energy. Playing with that. So it'd be an in breath as we expand and an out breath as we bring the hands closer together. couple more. So the ball of energy is between the hands, if that is something that makes sense that you can imagine or feel. We can let one hand go back to the heart space, chest, one hand go back to the belly, relax the shoulders. And feeling the energy in the body. And with the breath, imagining the energy filling the body. Restoring and renewing anything within the body that needs that extra support. Topping up anything that's already full, we can top up even more. And send the energy through the body like a light or a colour. Feeling the energy around us. Feeling the energy within us. Taking the energy we need. Releasing the energy we don't need. Like the wind blowing through you, the energy coming in, the energy going out. Nurturing, supporting, making us whole again. Movement and stillness. Movement and stillness. And with tenderness and gentleness, then just letting the hands return to the lap. And just to re-energize, to come back to our day. Then wriggling the toes, moving the fingers, maybe rocking or swaying from side to side. Having a positive sigh or sound. And let's just say thank you. Thank you for joining, and hopefully keep, take, and renew your energy throughout coming days and weeks as we work our way through winter and we connect with our own energy and the energy around us. Thank you.